Yeah. Thank you very much, Professor Sumita, to give me the chance to be a part of this course. And see, all my previous, this is the only, being the last speaker, there is one certain advantage that all the speakers, previous speakers will try to lessen your burden from all aspects. Professor Nanda has covered a lot of things, and Dr. Of course, Sumita has done it, and everybody, right? But before going to the treatment as such, I'll try to consolidate everything and say what should be the modality of treatment for the glaucoma suspects.
Sorry to interrupt, but the PPT is not visible. There's a blank screen which is there. Request you to reshare.
Okay. Stop sharing, no? No, Asuni.
Das, sir, otherwise you can just say it out. You can extempore, give a talk.
All right, I can, but I'll try. Just give me a few seconds.
Yeah.
Has it come now?
No, it is coming as a blank slide, black color.
Oh.
So, sir, looking at your expertise, right. I think we can without the slide.
All right. All right. What? And in the meantime, I'll just go on talking about it. And by definition, if you talk about the glaucoma suspect, the definition is a case where the clinical findings are suggestive, but they are not confirmatory of the glaucoma. That is what glaucoma suspect stands for. Simply speaking, that the appearance of the optic nerve head and optic nerve fibers and field effects are suggestive of glaucoma in some extent, but are not definitive of glaucomatous changes of optic nerve head. Can you see me now?
No, sir.
Okay.
No, sir, still black.
Okay.
Glaucoma, just give an extempore talk, that will be better.
Okay, okay, I'm giving it. I'm giving it. So glaucoma suspect means glaucoma suspect may be of any type. Glaucoma suspect may be of IOP suspect, the disc suspect, field suspect, imaging suspect, as well as the primary angle closure suspect. Every aspect has been clearly discussed by previous speakers. But as far as the glaucoma IOP suspect is concerned, any intraocular pressure more than 21 millimeter mercury till the 30-31 millimeter mercury will be called as the ocular hypertension, and the higher intraocular pressure has to be determined by the diurnal variation, not by its only absolute values, but also the number of fluctuations or the degree of fluctuations. One aspect of the higher intraocular pressure more than 30 is not the glaucoma, it is the vascular block that is very important. So keep a watch if the intraocular pressure is more than 30, the increased risk of vascular block in susceptible patient is higher. So we have the intraocular pressure suspects and we have the disc suspects, and the previous speakers have already said about the disc suspects, and I had some photograph to show, but anyway, I can't show it now. And the field suspect, it has been covered, and the imaging suspect has been also covered. But I had few good slides. Unfortunately, it is not coming. Sorry. And but you must be very sure that what is the conversion rate, because whole management of the glaucoma suspect will depend how much the conversion rate is from suspicion. That means how many patients are converting from the suspicion to actual open angle glaucoma. As far as the intraocular pressure is concerned, ocular hypertension going into the chronic open angle glaucoma or open angle glaucoma is roughly 9.4% in 10 years time. That means if you untreat them, if you don't treat them, the ocular hypertension, including pressure of 25 to 30, nearly 10% of them will convert into open angle glaucoma in 10 years time. The same type of picture, if you say the angle closure suspects are likely to change into the open angle, they are likely to change to primary angle closure or even to primary angle closure glaucoma in 10 years time. If you consider the Indian situation, that was a study by Dr. Ravi Thomas in Vellore, that nearly 20% of the angle suspects, primary angle closure suspect will convert 22% in 5 years, they'll convert into the primary angle closure. And out of that, 25% will switch over to angle closure glaucoma in 5 years time. There are studies, JAP studies in China, and there are other studies in America. Dr. Manish has already dealt with it. Their situation, they always consider the acute angle closure as the conversion from the primary angle closure to the angle closure glaucoma. But we are not considering acute angle closure attacks. We are considering the primary angle closure suspect going into chronic angle closures, which is asymptomatic. So in our Indian situation, I will certainly give more importance to the primary angle closure suspects or even to the primary angle closure compared to any other country. So the JAP study or the American study are not applicable to our Indian situation. But the things are a little different when the changes in the visual field and imaging in suspects are concerned, and they will depend on how much risk factor they have. And some speaker have already shown, Dr. Nanda has already shown the risk factors, but intraocular pressure, higher intraocular pressure is a very great risk factor. Age, family history, thinner cornea, and moreover the systemic vascular factors like the hypotension or in autoregulatory mechanism failure are very, very important risk factors, along with the sleep apnea and the smoking. So one single risk factor is less important. When there are multiple risk factors, the patient falls into another group of very high risk. There are high risk calculators available. So this will include the OAT study and the European glaucoma studies and the diagnostic innovation glaucoma studies, and have got the mechanism, it will calculate automatically and can predict the 5 years risk factor to convert into the open glaucoma. You can always, is available, one can have the calculators from the market. When to treat.
Sorry to interrupt, sir, but we would have to wind up the session now because everyone would be invited for the inaugural program as of now.
Okay, thank you very